Hello and welcome to the second season of the International GT League. Here we are for the first round at the Nurburgring. We've got a 13 lap race for you today is around the Nurburgring in Germany. It's around 12 o'clock today, so we've got beautiful sunshine as we head to the grid for the first race of the season. As this is the first race, we have no championship fight. Dr. Rob then on pole position, but as this is his one-off race, it's lights out and away we go. Dr. Rob gets a good start off the front row. So does Alex, moving up into second straight away ahead of Racete. And then they're all funneling through into toward turn one, the downhill hairpin. As there seems to be contact somewhere, you can hear tyres screeching and smoke all over the place. Squeaker's getting caught up in some sort of contact. Hellgast pushing his way through Stig v Rob. Squeaker's going very wide out there. Alex drops down to P6 after getting up into second off the line. Extra Frosty all the way to the back as well. He's also dropping down the inside of Luckman. He goes, and he's already made up a place. So then, and one driver's gone very off. I think that was Alex F. Delarge going all the way off the track. And it looked like we've lost Robbo somewhere. And Brownie's going, being overtaken by Hellgast. Holds it around the outside, goes Hellgast. He's done him. Hellgast moves ahead into P4 ahead of Brownie SV. Brilliant racing from them. Howard Brownie's not giving up yet as they run toward the hairpin side by side, wheel to wheel. And Brownie holds the inside line and into P4. He maintains the position. So Hellgast is in 5th. Alex F. Delarge drifts off the track onto the sand. It looks like he's come across now. And Squeakers has contact. Alex F. Delarge and Squeakers made contact, and Squeakers is off into the sand castles. Everyone's already finding the sand at the Schumacher race on the first lap of the season. There goes Robbo. He might have been involved in some sort of incident as he's dropped back a long way now, all the way down to 10th in his new Toyota FT1. Luckman Ali in his very patriotic Aston Martin. However, Extra Frosty and Alex F. Delarge going side by side as they head up the hill into the chicane. This is looking like close racing. Frosty switches to the inside, down the inside, he holds it into the braking zone. It's not enough. It is not enough on this occasion. The Genesis versus the Corvette. Who will come out on top here is into the final corner to win the first lap. It's Dr. Rob who holds the race lead from pole position. Stig v Rob had a good first lap as well, up into second. However, Racete in third, Brownie SV's in 4th. All very close as they head towards this first corner now. I think Racete is going to have a look around the outside into Stig v Rob into turn 1. It's not enough there. It's not quite close enough. He's really just teasing the back of him, and Hoob Schoenius goes down the inside of Hellgast into P5 and goes very wide. I almost looked Hellgast backs off so he didn't get squeezed off. Alex riding that curb. So is Frosty. There's Luckman in the background and the pink Toyota. Even further behind him, here he is then. Squeakers has gone AWOL and just disappeared. So then, I'm sure we'll get a few replays of the race then. And so now, as we're watching them all coming through this lap, going down the hill, around these corners of the Nurburgring. Some good corners around here as I head into the hairpin. Hellgast in 6th as we're watching him now behind Schoenius in 5th, and one of the debutants this race, making his debut in the first race, and so everyone's going to want to get a good impact in the race and hopefully see how well it, so they can get a good championship fight going away then. The McLaren of Brownie SV, the Mobilicity driver, he's in 5th. However, Racete goes down the inside of Stig v Rob. Doesn't hold it up on the exit. Stig v Rob fights back and stays ahead in second. A close fight indeed, and now there's a gap which Brownie SV almost having a look at. Racete, a very aggressive driver, will go for the gap if there is one, and that was evidenced in his attempt at an overtake just then. Racete follows Stig v Rob. Dr. Rob getting away. There's too many Robs in this race. Brownie SV following Racete, going through the chicane, gets a good exit out of the chicane. He's all over the back. Does he have a look into the final corner? Yes, he does. There goes Brownie down the inside the final corner. He holds it, he holds it, he holds it. He goes side by side coming out onto the exit, and here they go on the main straight, all in a single file line. As you can see, they're all trying to slipstream one another. Racete moves over. Alex F. Delarge also moves over for the move on Hellgast as we watch them run underneath the camera into turn 1. Alex, he's aggressively moved over. He's sort of pushed him off, and he's pushed him off again on the exit turn 1. Alex has just run Hellgast off the track. That could be an interesting incident that the stewards may take a look into. That was rather aggressive from Alex. He turned across on the straight, and now Frosty made Alex look vulnerable. So That's very wide from Alex on the exit. That's not the line he wants. after being involved in some sort of incident with many drivers in the opening stages of this race. It's quite interesting how he just moved across on the straight, and then on the exit of turn 1 he's decided he's not going to want to go again. Branius v Shernius, and now SHAREfactory having a look at Dr. Rob. Stig v Rob's taking the lead somewhere, and so now there is SHAREfactory in 3rd place still. Dr. Rob in 2nd, he's dropped from pole position down to 2nd now. And SHAREfactory follow Dr. Rob as we drive on board with him now, going on the exit of the Schumacher S into these next series of corners. Let's just listen to how he takes this next one. Accelerates away up the hill in the slipstream of the Z4 and the Mercedes. The 2 German cars leading the race in Germany. But which one will come out on top? It's still very early in the race now, and here is Shernius in 4th, 5th place is Branius v. Long live Helgas in P6, 7th is Alex F. Delarge, 8th place Extra Frosty, 9th BG28, 10th is the reigning champion Lukman Ali, number 1 all the way down in 10th, and in 11th is the other debutant Squeakers. So then as they head onto the main straight in a single file line, trying to slipstream each other into the first corner again. Is Alex F. Delarge, he looks back and you can see Extra Frosty coming down toward turn 1 now. There's Helgas just up in front as well in P6. Is Alex close enough for a move? No, he's not quite yet. There was obviously the bit of contact and Frosty's gone wider than something wide into turn 1 on the exit. Now that's not ideal for him. Huub Shernius then, trying to keep with his pack of top 3 drivers. They're all very close to one another now. This is still really close racing as the top 5 are all within sight. What an image to see all the top 5, and in fact 6th place just off in the background. SHAREfactory is a race winner in the league, only got the 1 race win. However, the 2 drivers in front of him haven't won a race, mainly because this is Dr. Rob's first race, and Stig he didn't win over the course of his previous time of which he was racing in last season. But can SHAREfactory get his 2nd ever win? Obviously he got the win in Monza last season. That was a good race from him. He controlled that race and managed to come home for the victory. But can he come home to get a 2nd one here? He could be within a shot at victory today. However, Shernius is not far behind him as well in 4th. So should SHAREfactory make a mistake, he could drop all the way down to 5th, and that's definitely something he would not want. The number 912 Porsche 911. So close, those 2 numbers being the same, but disappointingly they're not really. But anyway, Stig v Rob leads them heading up the hill into the chicane. Dr. Rob in 2nd. SHAREfactory, not Racer Rob, he's in 3rd. Huub Shernius, the only Dutch driver to have ever entered, and he's currently the only Dutch driver in the race in this league. He's up in 4th, just off the podium, but he could go for a podium as they come out the final corner. A good exit is needed on that final corner. You need to focus on your speed, and Brownie's in the pits. Branius V to be the first driver to make a pit stop on season 2, and he's done it on lap 4, so that's a definite 2 stop, because there is no way you're making a 1 stop on this race. Now the strategy is looking like it's either a 2 stop or a 1 stop, as is with most races in the league. So the McLaren in the pits waiting to be filled up. BG28 then in 8th. Can he get ahead of Brownie? Is Brownie, I think, leaves the pit lane now? Yep, there he goes, he's out. Yellow flags are being waved. I wonder if that's just warning the drivers someone's exited in the pits. Watch out going into turn 1. Lukman Ali's keeping with the back of BG28, as is Squeakers. Helgas pushing Frosty around the corner, around the track now. Both keeping it on the road. The Corvette versus the Genesis of 6th and 7th. Extra Frosty and Long Live Helgas. However, this battle is still brewing, and Stig v Rob, he's leading away with Dr. Rob in 2nd. 3rd remains to be SHAREfactory. He's doing well to keep himself in 3rd. Looking like a pretty good race here. 3rd place, 2nd place is Dr. Rob, who got pole position. He's having a one-off race, so he will not gain any points in this race. He's not actually in the league. Dr. Rob is only going to be able, he's basically just pretending it doesn't exist though, just to fill up the grid, and he will be removed from the points table. So if he wins, then it's the person that gets 2nd will take the maximum points. And SHAREfactory's all over the sand. He's all over the sand on the exit of the corner, but Dr. Rob staying with Stig v Rob. And does he have a look into turn 1? No, he doesn't. Not turn 1, the chicane, sorry. Bouncing over the curbs, and it looks like Stig has hooked that one up much better than Dr. Rob did. We're watching Extra Frosty now in the Fly Emirates Hyundai Genesis, and behind him is Hugh Sherney's and Long Live Hellgas briefly inside each other as Hellgas looks to move to the inside into the pit lane. Goes Hellgas, Sherney loses the position, then goes into the pit lane. So then Restay's in the pits, Stig in the pits, Hellgas in the pits, and Sherney's in the pits. Dr. Rob leads on without pitting, Alex second without pitting, Frosty third without pitting, Brownie did pit. He's in fourth at the moment. He's going to jump up into fourth place and ahead of all those. However, Brownie is being forced into a two-stop strategy now, and Luckman is really catching on to the back of Robbo as his tyres starting to go off on Robbo, or is Luckman no longer fuel saving as he may have done at the start, and Robbo comes around the outside of Stig v Rob. He's not quite close enough there to go for the move. There's Racer Tate in fifth place, Stig v Rob in sixth, and BJ over 28 not pitted, but he's behind them in seventh. Now they're not really in the same fight, these two, so for these two to be racing each other would not be ideal for them, because that's not the race they are in. So Racer, he's in fifth, yellow flags are being waved, and it's Frosty! He's in the gravel, he's found the sandcastles, and he's spun already. There goes Racer, he overtakes him, but let's watch some replays. On board with Alex F. Delarge at the race start as we can see him going in toward turn 1. He's now at this moment got into second. He's got Racer Tate on his inside, goes around, almost has a look on dog. There's contact there. Frosty's power sliding out the corner, gets pushed even further out by Squeakers, who gets absolutely pinched into the first corner, and then around he goes. So that was a bit of a sloppy start. Unfortunate for Alex as he was all the way up into second. Could have possibly been challenging for the lead, and now we see how it's just up in front is Hellgas and Stig battling for position. So we're gonna have, that was a disappointing start really for him. Now on board with Squeakers right at the back, so you'll get to see everyone in front of him get involved in contact with someone at the very least. This is now where he sets off. He's gotten a decent start. Sherney has not had a good start at all. Brownie also didn't get the best. He's moving up the field, has a look to the out, sets himself to the outside. That's where Alex is pushed out. Gets squeezed between Sherney and Alex, and there was very little Squeakers could have done then. And then now he's just drifting out and out and out, and he's going wider and wider and wider as he rejoins the track. It wasn't the best of starts for him. This is a new feature we're adding for this season. One driver per race will have helmet cam, where we watch the cockpit of said driver will be available for the race. So this is obviously now lights out on board with Extra Frosty for today. And so into turn 1 now, into the braking zone. He's gone very deep. He's slammed into the side of Alex. It was very little he should have done to avoid that. He's just gone very deep into the braking zone. It's very costly for him. And there's Robbo! Oh no, Robbo's drifting it through the middle of turn 2, and that's why he suddenly shot toward the back of the grid, back the pecking order at the end of the race. So that is frustrating for him. So then we've got another replay, somebody with Squeakers in the incident with him and Alex. Squeakers, there was a little bit of contact, but then get pushed off, and there he goes, and he's into these sandcastles. There goes Luckman, and then here comes Robbo, sliding through all the way ahead. Now we're on board with Alex F. Delarge, and he's already on the sand there. Comes back on the track, and then Squeakers comes across as if he's not there, and then Squeakers goes off. So that's some interesting. Wonder if they'll be getting involved with that. So we're back with the racing, watching Extra Frosty here, who's just recovering from an incident, and there goes BJ over 28, just ahead in 6th. Yep, that's the incident we've just watched between Squeakers and Alex Delarge. Is under investigation by the steward, so we'll see what the stewards say on that incident. So then Extra Frosty, he's got BJ over 28 in front. These 3 cars are racing for position, as neither of the 3 of them have made their pit stop. So this could become an interesting race right now for position. Extra Frosty and BJ over 28. As Extra Frosty tries to go around the outside, BJ over 28 holds it down the inside. Does Frosty have a look onto the inside of the next part of the corner? Yes, he does. There he goes, Frosty on the inside. He holds it around, tries to hold it, but it's not enough there. BJ over 28 sacrifices the position, gets in the slipstream. Is he going to go for it into the chicane? He's following. He looks like he's lining him up. He's lining him up for the inside into the chicane. Down the inside he goes. And as Frosty turns across, and then he's cut the chicane. Extra Frosty cuts the chicane. Robert goes very slowly on the exit. That's costly for him. Both drivers then head to the pit lane. Luckman continues on. as you can see there on the other side of that pit wall, the pink uniforms of the Robot Toyota crew are ready to change tyres. Race day behind Stig V Rob, Brownie behind Alex Delange, and Dr. Rob leading the way on lap 7 of 13. We're going into the second half of this first race of the season. Brownie's gone massively off. That isn't the track at all, Brownie. Dr. Rob's just on his own at the moment. Obviously not made a pit stop. At this stage he could go for the one stop. Brownie on the back of Alex, and he's having a look down the inside, and I think he's got him. Yes, he has. And there he goes, clean as you like. Brownie SV goes ahead of Alex F. Delange, and that's P2. So then, Alex F. Delange holding his way through now, but it looks like both of these might be on worn tyres. Oh, actually, no, Brownie pitted in first, so he won't be on worn tyres. His tyres will actually be not the freshest of everyone, but they will be pretty fresh compared to those that he's racing in. The pink Toyota of BJ28 in position 9, not in his Citroen anymore. He made that quite public that he was leaving his Citroen. So we'll have to see how this season goes with the Toyota. He doesn't seem to be doing too well in this second season in the first race, but it's only the first race, and so we'll have to see how it goes over the rest of the season. Then we'll see how that goes for him. Extra Frosty's just to go with the Hyundai Genesis, who was in the BMW M6 last season. That worked for him in that fight for second in the championship right at the end. But Dr. Rob, he leads into the pit lane on lap 7 of 13. That means surely Dr. Rob will be able to get to the end. I think Brownie's overtaken him. Yeah, he has. Brownie down the main straight, opens up the McLaren power unit at full speed down the straight. Right, next speed for the McLaren. This is brilliant racing. Alex F. Delange is in the pits as well with Dr. Rob. So Stig V Rob moves up into second, and Resite moves into third. Surely Dr. Rob will come out of the pits before Alex, and I think he has. Yes, he does. He comes out in the pit lane now. Lukman Ali in the pits. As you can see, he was on hard tyres. We made those hard tyres last the distance. Surely he won't go on hard this second stint because he was a long way off the pace. BJ28, there he is. Extra Frosty, there he is. Lukman Ali in the pits. Can BJ28 and Extra Frosty get out in front? They are racing for position. So this is quite the critical race for these two drivers. They are trying to get ahead of Lukman. Down the main straight in the Toyota. He's not the quickest of cars in this straight. Lukman Ali comes out the pit lane now. He's a long way behind Extra Frosty. You can see him. Will Squeakers get in front? That could be crucial. Will Squeakers get ahead of Lukman? No, he doesn't. Lukman goes through turn 1 now. Squeakers also goes through turn 1 now. And the positions have been settled now. Everyone has made at least one pit stop. Brownie SV leads with Stig V Rob second. Dr. Rob on the back of Resite and will want to get in front. However, Resite will also want to hold on for the podium position now. Dr. Rob through the Schumacher race. It's flat out for most drivers, and it looks to be flat out for Dr. Rob. The fastest way through there is flat out. However, sometimes not everyone can make it, dependent on how there just needs the best setup to get it flat through there, and you can definitely get into lap time. There's dust being kicked up. Resite might have gone out wide, coming out the exit, the corner, because that's cost him a lot of time. And now Dr. Rob on the back of Resite goes to the outside and into the chicane. Dr. Rob tries to have a look around the outside into the chicane. Does it work? Yes, it does. And Dr. Rob takes the position and takes third place away from Resite. Brownie SV then in the pits yet again for his second and last pit stop. Stig V Rob inherits the race lead with Dr. Rob moving up into second. Resite then moves into third place. However, Resite and Stig V Rob both pitted a lap after Brownie SV pitted in, as Brownie was the first man to pit in on lap 4, then the first and third in this race at the moment pitted in on lap 5, and then Dr. Rob pitted in on lap 7, I believe, lap 6 or lap 7. So he'll be able to make the one stop from here, and I'm sure that's what strategy he's going with. However, is the one stop quicker? Will the one stop prevail? Here comes Brownie out the pits. He's in 5th. He's got Helgast in front of him. We'll be hoping that Helgast doesn't hold him up, because that's not what Brownie will need. If he wants to go, and he's gone off. He's gone critically off. He's gone really out wide there, and now Brownie heading down the hill into the hairpin. What can he do from here? He accelerates out slightly on the gravel there as he's throwing dust up into the air. using his smoke screen really to try and cover off from Hubschurnius, even though that's not really the battle he needs to be focusing in as we're just cutting down the field. And Extra Frosty and BG-20 are close on track. We go into Helmet Cow briefly before we come out of Helmet Cow, with Extra Frosty following the onboard of... Yeah, okay, so the cameraman has decided we're going into Helmet Cam with Extra Frosty then. The only driver to have Helmet Cam in this race. He won't have Helmet Cam again for the next race, which will be at the Kyoto Driving Park. So then, as we watch Frosty, let's watch his line and listen for the Schumacher S. A slight lift in the middle of the first part of the Schumacher S. However, overall, it was pretty quick through there now. Stigvy Rob heads to the pit lane. Does that mean Reservoir will also pit in? It could do, as he's following him through. Here comes the Genesis of Extra Frosty and BJ Robo 28 in the Toyota. He's going to want to catch up as he heads into the chicane. The stewards have made their decision, and the incident between Squeakers and Alex after large on the first lap of the Schumacher S is to have no further action. So that means that they will not be looking into that. There will be no penalties to be decided there, and that's that. So Frosty on Robbo. Robbo defends aggressively into the final corner. Robbo tries to defend against Extra Frosty. Side by side, Toyota versus Hyundai. Brief yellow flag. Someone's coming out the pit lane just up in front. Robbo has the inside line. Helgast comes out behind these two battling. Robbo looks to have got him deep, and he has. He's gone deep into the braking zone, and that looks to have cost him the position. And it has. Extra Frosty slips himself in front. Robbo fights back. Frosty goes wide. Helgast goes past them both. Double overtake. Eat your hearts out now. Robbo's boxed in. Can't really go anywhere with Helgast and Frosty in front of him. Robbo's dropped to P9 now. Disappointing, really. He's gone in deep into the first corner trying to defend his position, and it's ultimately cost him. Robbo has a look onto the inside, makes his intentions clear, but he's not alongside enough for 9th place. Coming toward the closing stages of this race now. This is some brilliant racing now. Stick v Rob in 5th place. He's doing well. Alex Afterage. Brownie has been 2nd and will inherit the win if he stays like this until the end of the race. And Dr. Rob, he's all on his own. It's like he's doing a private test. But yeah, with Dr. Rob, his position being cancelled out, and then the man who's in 2nd, if Rob wins, the man who's in 2nd will inherit the victory. And then 3rd will inherit 2nd, and so on and so forth. And Robbo goes down the inside of Frosty. Nope, no he doesn't. Never mind. Scratch that. Frosty all over the curb on the exit there. Robbo trying to keep with him. Is he going to have a look for an overtake? He's going to try and get close now. You think he's gaining in the slipstream of Extra Frosty as they go up the hill, heading into the chicane. Is he going to go for it? No, he's not quite there. Yes, he does. Robbo moves over to the inside. So does Frosty, who cuts the chicane again. That's the 2nd time Frosty's cut the chicane when holding off BJ Robbo 28, and into the pits he goes, ending that battle. Racetier also in the pits. He now comes out. Extra Frosty continues on, and BJ Robbo 28 in the pits again. This late stage, he might have just screwed over his strategy. Remember to vote driver of the day for this race. It's been an exciting race here in the Nurburgring, and a great way to set off the 2nd season of the International GT League. Long live Helgast in P7, with Hubschurnius just up in front in 6th. Helgast trying to gain. The Corvette on the Porsche. The Corvette seems to be the car of choice this season, with, I believe, 3 overall Chevrolet Corvette drivers. There are a couple in this race. There's 2 Z4s, I believe, in the hands of Squeakers and Dr. Rob. Overall, though, the general amount of cars is not many people have gone with 2 or more vehicles. It's only the Corvettes where there are more than one of the full-time league races. Other than that, we've got some from all over the world. We've got some Toyota. We've got a Toyota. We've got BMWs. We've got Porsches. We've got Hyundais. We've got a McLaren. There was an Aston Martin. There were even consideration that one driver was going to go in the Ferrari, but then that decision was gone against. So we've got a good spread of cars, which will mean that each car will be powerful and good in their own right on different tracks, and that's clearly the thinking there. And so we could have an exciting season where different cars and different drivers are stronger at different tracks, and that could prove the difference this season. Who will have the best car at which track? So clearly at the Nurburgring, some cars have worked better than others through this circuit, but who will work more at Kyoto Driving Park, a more well balanced circuit. And we had a great race there last season, which last season the Kyoto Driving Park was the opening round, and so this season it will be the second race. Last season Kilmore came in, took pole position to win and the fastest lap at the Kyoto Driving Park. Should he show up, will he be able to do that again? Will he be able to repeat his performances at the Kyoto Driving Park in Yamagawa and hold on? Or because he's not actually in this race, and frustratingly he looked like he could be a title contender last season after holding the championship for so long, it ultimately cost him and now he's down. So we're still watching this battle brewing up. Long live Helgast on the back of Hub Schoenius, who is in 7th place for Helgast, 6th place for Schoenius. It's a decent debut for Schoenius. He's had his fair share of racing with other drivers. He's had an entertaining race then. We're about to into the closing stages of the race now. We're now watching Stig v Rob closing in on Alex F. Delage. This is some close racing now with the Stig v Rob and Alex F. Delage for third, for the final podium position. For pride and for glory, Britain versus Canada. Wouldn't be the first time. Stig v Rob tries to gain on Alex F. Delage. Mercedes in Mercedes territory at the Nurburgring. Does he gain enough? No, he does not. Not here, not yet. Into the chicane. However, a good exit at the final corner is surely what Stig v Rob is going to be aiming for on Alex F. Delage, and he's definitely closed up on the exit that's between the chicane and the final corner. Coming out the final corner, Stig looks to have gotten the better exit, and they go side by side going across the line onto the final lap. This is going to be an exciting final lap between Stig v Rob and Alex F. Delage. Stig tucks himself back in the slipstream, nose to tail, going down into turn 1. Stig's on the inside, Alex F. Delage on the outside. Stig holds it down the inside into turn 1, and he's made the position into 3rd place. Great racing from both these drivers, but will Alex fight back? It looks like he might. Going into the first sector, goes very wide there goes Alex. Stig v Rob manages to keep himself on the track. So as they exit the first sector, Stig v Rob moves up into 3rd after a good side-by-side battle heading into turn 1. Alex was very wide out on track there. Stig v Rob keeping himself ahead though for 3rd. However, by the looks of things, that would be inheriting 2nd place with Dr. Rob not scoring any points in this race. Long live Helgast in 7th. 6th place is Hub Schoenius. And so, which one of these two will get out in front? These two still together on track. Helgast does have a tendency to be more patient. There are obviously many different types of drivers. We've got 2 different ones as examples. We've got Recite and Hub Schoenius. Recite will go for it when he sees a gap, whereas Helgast seems more sensible. He sits back, he waits, he doesn't desperately go for it. We saw it time and time again over the course of last season that he just waits behind drivers, looks for a mistake or looks for an opportunity to gain a position, watches their driving style and goes for it. Dr. Rob then comes out the final chicane in his first race of the season, and in the first race of the season, so in his first race and what could be only race ever in the International GT League. Here's our International GT League race winner, Dr. Rob 46. Brown ESV comes across the line to come 2nd, however will inherit the victory. I think he's just ran out of fuel just across the line. Stig v Rob did get ahead of Alex F. Delage as we saw him. Alex wasn't able to fight back. That's 3rd place for Stig and 4th for Alex. 5th place is Recite. He comes around the final corner now. A solid first race for the driver who changed from a Beetle to a Subaru. He's gone from one extreme to another. Hub Schoenius has come home in 6th. Helgast's driving style of trying to stay behind him hasn't quite worked. Helgast comes home in 7th. The Hyundai Genesis, the first race that Hyundai has ever done in the International GT League, brings him home in 8th. 9th place looks like it could be Luckman. BG 28 following through the chicane, and me squeakers all the way down in 11th and last place. And as we're watching Luckman go through the final corner, he's going slow. He's going very slow coming through the final corner as he ran out of fuel. He might have. I think Robbo's also going slow. They both ran out of fuel coming across the line. Luckman weaving up to the line. Who's going to come across the line first? I reckon they've stopped. Luckman stopped, and Robbo comes through to take 9th as Luckman stops. What on earth is going on there? I mean, that was interesting. Lookman stopped, Robbo took 9th, and then Lookman started again. I wonder if they both ran out of fuel. Either way, Dr. Rob wins the race. However, that means then that without Dr. Rob being encountered, that means Brownie SV inherits the lead. So it's wide, on board with the fastest lap. We're going on to lap 6. You can see Sherney is ducking into the pits on the end of lap 5. Helgas also in the pits on your graphic. Reste in the pits. So he jumps up loads of positions anyway. He had just come out of the pits, so this is his first actual lap that's not his out lap then. This first corner, easy to get wrong. Let's just look at where he brakes. Yep, into the 100-meter board. Brake, gets it all slowed down. Doesn't really touch that apex, drives just as far out wide as he wants to. Through turn 2. Never at full throttle, just underneath half throttle, then accelerates away on the exit, rides out wide onto the curbing now, and then brakes again in a straight line to just go through, get round the corner, and away they go. Accelerates away out the corner at full speed now to try and gain in on extra Frosty. I think this is where Frosty made a mistake. He's gone very out wide there. Yep, there he goes. Extra Frosty spins up right in front of him, uses a smoke screen. That doesn't slow down Brownie SV, who, as we now know, is going to come on to claim his 4th fastest lap in all 4 races that he's ever done. He's got a fastest lap in every single race he's done, and 4 consecutive fastest laps in a row. Will anyone end his fastest lap streak? So then, Brownie SV, 3rd place. What can they do about this now? He's actually on the fastest lap, so as he comes out the Schumacher race, he's doing well. Gaining on Alex Ifdelage because he's going so quick around there. Someone needs to slow him down, man. He's in a McLaren, and he's still pumping in fastest laps whenever he feels like it. Accelerates away now up the hill. It's a slight kink in the road as you go, turn right slightly. It will launch you back out as you take the straight line as you can. Slightly turning angle. Slightly turn your steering wheel into the chicane. If you line up for the chicane, across bouncing over the curbs, and that as he heads into the final corner, holds it round, and that's a lap of the Nurburgring in 1 minute 54.788. So with that then, Dr. Rob took the victory. Brownie SV in 2nd and 3rd for Stig v Rob. It's a strong debut for Huib Sherney as well as a debut to forget for Mess Squeakers, whereas Lookman did not defend the title in the right way. With the championship then, Brownie moves to the top of the table, Sig moves into 2nd, and Alex in 3rd. And look, with all the way down to Squeakers, who is the last of the point scorers. A disappointing race for him. He'll surely want to improve. Some good points then as Brownie moves to the top, Stig's 2nd, and it looks like we may have an interesting championship fight shaping up already. So then, that's all the action here from the Nurburgring. We will see you next week for the next race at the Kyoto Driving Park. Thank you and goodbye.